I got raped when I was 11, Twist. I loved it.
Lil Wayne is a living legend. In fact, the Carter 3 has always been my favourite CD, but unfortunately, recently I did lose it after leaving it at the bathroom at the Notre Dame Cathedral. Weezy has had a long and fruitful career, dropping 12 albums, winning 5 Grammys, and sleeping with so many women, I can only assume he's caught as many STDs as Ash Ketchum has caught Pokemon. Legend has it, Wayne has slept with thousands of women, which is understandable considering the fact that he calls himself the Pussy Monster and released a song saying he wanted to bang every girl in the world. Those lyrics probably should have come with a disclaimer saying every girl in the world over 18.
How old are you, baby? Oh no, put her back. Put her back.
So it's safe to assume that Lil Wayne has one of the highest libidos in hip-hop, despite what his lackluster threesome sex tape video would have you believe. But the glamour of Lil Wayne's love life was punctured in 2009 when a clip from his unauthorized Carter documentary released, showing him telling a story recounting his first time having sex at age 11.
I was fucking at 11.
But what's interesting about this clip is the role that Birdman seems to play in instigating a seemingly illegal and abusive sexual encounter for the preteen Wayne.
I'ma do you like baby them did me. Yeah. I never forget the word. Suck Lil Wayne, let dick.
I personally found this kind of hard to watch because the whole thing goes from harmless backstage banter to an episode of Surviving R. Kelly real quick. Just for context, this is the moment in the documentary where Lil Wayne starts asking about the sexual activity of his 15-year-old protege, Justin Bieber's designated driver, and the Disney Channel's very own Debo, Lil Twist. Wayne goes on to suggest that he's going to do Lil Twist like Birdman did to him, and he then recounts a story of being 11 years old in a studio surrounded by men, including Birdman, whilst he's pressured along with another underage girl into performing a sex act.
There was about this many niggas and shit too in that bitch. That nigga was like talking, girl with your good dick. Girl, you know you suck with your good dick, suck and that boy, that bitch suck all nigga. Have a nigga. I'm sitting there like, sure, yeah. Suck that.
In 2019, this story comes across a lot less like harmless fun and a lot more like a deeply troubling tale of sexual abuse, especially considering the implication that him and the girl were egged on and maybe pressured by Birdman and his crew. If you don't know Birdman, aka Baby, he is the Cash Money Records honcho who signed Lil Wayne when he was a child.
Lil Wayne is a part of the Hot Boys, which will be doing his solo album.
And refers to himself as the #1 stunner, despite how his face looks. His nickname #1 stunner is supposed to refer to his flashy lifestyle, constantly showing off an amazing selection of cars, incredible selection of watches, and a terrible array of tattoos. This includes a giant star tattooed on the top of his cue ball head, which I don't know whether I need to slap or take back to Gohan so I can become a Super Saiyan. It sounds a lot like Birdman instigated this act, and it's highly possible that by doing this he may have even committed a crime. But if you're hoping to see Birdman prosecuted for this, you're out of luck, because not a lot of people know this, but he is actually immune from prosecution by having diplomatic immunity.
I'm good anywhere in the motherfucking world, you hear me? I could do, basically, they can't bring me to jail. I could totally strap them good with anything but a murder.
Well, I suppose his diplomatic certificate would be a little bit more impressive had the word diplomat been spelled correctly. I actually did look into this a little bit more, and it turns out it is true, Birdman is immune from prosecution, but only for crimes committed against the electro DJ Diplo. In addition to this story, many people have speculated over the years that something fishy has been going on between Wayne and Birdman. They've famously been seen kissing in public on numerous occasions. However, many people that were involved in the Cash Money Records of this era have said that this was just something that they used to do to show each other love.
We all used to do that shit. That was an in-house thing. Like, nigga used to be like, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you got love for a nigga, how much you love me. It just was a homeboy thing.
Like family. Though as much as this relationship seems to have been normalized, there is definitely a slightly concerning edge to this old school clip of Birdman introducing a 12-year-old Lil Wayne pre-fame and pre-pubes. He looks like he's really seen some things here, man, given that 1,000-mile stare. However, it's safe to assume that these two are no longer on kissing terms. You might also know that these two fell out for years over an intense legal battle about royalty payments and the release of the Carter 5 album. Even years after their Cash Money prime, Birdman tried to plant a kiss on Wayne in the club and he was having none of it. Obviously, this overly touchy-feely approach to showing love to his squad has led to many rumors over the years that Birdman might be gay. People have made a pretty compelling case for this being true, and it's very well documented over on the original Culture Vultures channel, Michael McCrudden. A lot of other questionable but most likely harmless moments over the years have given fuel to this rumor, including this picture of Birdman hanging out with a shirtless little twink holding a bottle of KY jelly. Birdman doesn't appreciate these suggestions, and he has tried to address these issues in several bizarre interviews.
You know, this gay thing and that gay thing.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
He was saying that you was gay.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm a straight gangster, man. Google me, man. Watch what come up. Yeah. Straight G.
Well, I did Google you, Birdman, and all I found was this.
When you try to be a CEO, and you try to be a rapper, and you try to be a ladies' man, and you try to be a girlfriend, and you trying to be
a girlfriend.
A Crip and a Blood.
You trying to be a girlfriend?
Why you call him a girlfriend?
I don't know. That's what they said.
Oh, you mean like
I'm like DJ Khaled. I got it from the streets.
Yes, of course, that was the famous interview on The Breakfast Club with Trick Daddy, where he suggests that Birdman is somebody's girlfriend. This was one of the many straws that broke the cue ball's head, and it led to Birdman's famous appearance on The Breakfast Club, where he ran up in the building and told them to put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Oh, Traplaw Ross, this is clickbait. Getting a blozzer isn't losing your virginity. Oh. Well, we're in luck, because in 2009, Lil Wayne recounted another sexual experience that he had when he was aged 11 during a late night appearance with Jimmy Kimmel, aka Jimmy Fallon Zero. And that zero, of course, stands for zero charisma. Wayne turns up looking like your 40-year-old unmarried uncle who is going through a midlife crisis. Not pictured is his 2003 red Porsche Boxster. Now, he appears in the interview and explains his experience of sexual abuse at age 11 in a pretty jaunty manner.
Is it true that you lost your virginity at 11 years old?
Wow. Wow, yes, it's very true. That is very, very true.
Do you feel like that affected you negatively in your adulthood?
It did, yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Now, we all know that there's a little bit of a double standard when it comes to underage sex abuse. There's been a lot of cases recently of young boys that have been abused by smoking hot teachers and people seeming to dismiss it as a bit of fun. Often, the immature male response to these kind of stories is to ask, where were these hot teachers when I was 11? But anyway, here's Lil Wayne, aged 11, going 2 for 2. I mean, this kid's getting more action than a bald kid at the Neverland Ranch. But Wayne goes on to recount a story of when he was aged 11 playing with a 14-year-old girl who took him into a closet, turned off the lights, and proceeded to get busy. Now, I was really interested in this story, so I decided to do a little bit of extra digging, and I actually found that he elaborated further on this in a 2009 interview with Playboy magazine. Ironically, this actually is the only Playboy issue in history that you can legitimately say that you bought just for the articles. And I'd like to also add that is the only reason that I recently purchased a copy of The Gay Times to read this extended interview with Birdman. But this Playboy interview was illuminating because it left out one salient detail that was conveniently omitted from the Kimmel interview. The extra context that I got from that Playboy interview seemed to suggest that Wayne and the girl were actually playing board games before the abuse started happening, and the girl had actually been trying to flirt with him by spelling out dirty words on the game board. Apparently, she spelled out the words "fuck me" before offering him to play a different game in her closet. Now, I remembered reading that, and it got me thinking. I felt like this story was a little bit familiar. I remembered that same night when Lil Wayne was getting interviewed on Kimmel, the other guest was Charlie Gibson, the previous host of Good Morning America and current host of Dinner Parties That Nobody Wants to Go To. Throughout that interview, Charlie kind of touched Wayne's arm a little bit inappropriately. So I kept doing some research, and that's when the penny dropped, and I found this exclusive piece of footage of these two in the green room before the interview started.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Tonight on the show, music from Robin, plus ABC World News anchor Charles Gibson and Grammy-winning rapper Lil Wayne, who I believe right now are...
And then one more letter here. So that's a double word, double E. That's 16 points, Mr. Wayne.
Thanks very much for watching. If you like that video, make sure that you like and subscribe below. Hit the notification bell so you can see every single time I upload. And if you've been enjoying my work, definitely go and cop a Traplaw Ross tee. I've just got these in black, so if you want to cop one of those, go to the link in my description, click through to my web store, and go and cop one of these bad boys. Until next time, thanks very much for watching, and peace out.